welcome to Gen Z Finance. I'm an older Gen Z on the cusp of being a young millennial, documenting my financial journey here on YouTube. And today is the last day of April, which means it is time to complete the process that I do at the end of every month in YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget, which is the software system that you see on the screen. There's always a link in my description box for a free trial so that you can try out YNAB for yourself and you can get an extra month for free. So here in this little monthly notes section, I always have the list of the steps that I take at the end of every single month to close out my budget. So we're going to just walk through them. My first two steps are to reconcile all of my accounts. I start with my on-budget accounts, and then step 2 is reconciling my tracking accounts. Now, obviously, I reconcile and keep my accounts up to date throughout the month, but at the end of the month, I really go in and make sure that I haven't missed anything. And I do know that I actually have quite a few transactions to import and take care of. So we're going to start in my main checking account, and let's see, the last thing that I have in here is the $500 to pay off the card. This transaction for my part-time job paycheck came in, as did this reimbursement from my mom, as did this transfer from my checking account to my brokerage account. Those all hit, so I'm going to come up to edit, and then I can enter all 3 of those now, and then I'm just going to change these dates. This employer income came in on the 29th, cleared. This from my mom came in on the 29th as well, cleared. And then this 125 hit today, and that also cleared. So if I come up to this reconcile button, is the current account balance inside of my checking account $4,917.95? It is. And now we will open up my credit cards. So this transaction to Walgreens has not cleared yet, so is my account 156.38. Now for my Chase Sapphire Preferred, I don't think I have any other transactions that need to come through yet, so my current account balance is $993.29. That's correct. And then the last account we are going to check is my Discover It card, and my current account balance is $29.98. Clear. So if I come back to my list up here, all of my on-budget accounts have been reconciled, so that is going to be checked off. And then step 2 is reconciling all of my tracking accounts, and so these are all of my assets, and if I had any like student loans or liabilities, this is where I would keep them as well. For the sake of time, I will actually not be doing this on camera with y'all, so we're just going to mark that as completed, but I will do that off camera. The third step is to review the budget and cover any overspending and move money around as necessary. As you can see, since we entered in that paycheck for my part-time job, I do actually have some money up here to be budgeted, so I'm going to actually start with that. What I always do is come down to my sinking funds, and we want to put in 8% here. So I put in 8% for my taxes. Okay, and now let's cover some of this overspending. So I overspent some on my toiletries, and it's good that I created this category because obviously I'm buying a lot of toiletries now, so I just covered that overspending with my other / miscellaneous. Next, you can see that it's showing that I'm overspent in my brokerage line item, and that is because this 125, as some of y'all know, one of my goals for Q2 is to invest 15% of whatever my spending is for that month into my brokerage account, and that's on top of anything else that I normally spend. So you can see I've been tracking how much I need to have for that here, but let's go to my reports. For my spending for the month, you can see I spent $812.33. So when I pull out my calculator and do 812 times 0.15, that got me to $121.84, and so I just rounded up to $125 from there. So let me update that information here. At the end of the month, my total spending was $812.33, which meant I would need to put $121.84, and I just rounded up to $125. So we will cover this brokerage overspending with my category that I've been saving that money for specifically. Okay, and then we're still $5 short, so I will take this from to be budgeted from my part-time job paycheck, and then I will just delete this goal, and I will set up a new goal in May for this as I spend throughout May. So if you're confused about any of that, make sure to check out some of my previous April budgeting videos. I think I explain how I'm doing this and why I'm using this category to kind of track my progress towards this goal a lot better. So check those out. And I still have $109.80. Let's go ahead and put this $980 in other / miscellaneous because it's kind of like my catch-all right now, and I ended up draining it quite a bit for my toiletries category, and that still leaves me with $100. And I think I'm gonna put this $100 all into holding for now, but I might end up moving this money out later. Now I'm gonna go through the budget and see if there's any other money that can be moved around. I like to go into May to look at what my starting balances are into the new month for some of my spending. So I don't need $140 in gas. I'm just gonna unbudget that $40 in here. And let's just get this food and drink up to $30. So what would that be? I think that would be 41 cents. Yes. Okay, so I added 41 cents to that. And if I come back into April, we will take out that 1 cent here to be budgeted. Okay, that leaves us with $46 there, 15 into toiletries, 120 for splurges. This is good. I put $20 into the splurges category because I was expecting to spend money out of my splurges category in April, so I wanted to set money aside so I could build this back up to 100, but I didn't actually spend any money in this category in April. But May is my birthday month, and I might spend some money for my birthday for myself. But I also have this birthday line item under my sinking funds with $150, so I would just use that money. So yeah, let's unbudget that $20 there, and then we can just get this other / miscellaneous up to $35. So how much would that be? Oh, that's way too much math. I don't know. Let's take 35 minus 33, 31. It's 169. Yeah, I would not have guessed that. Okay, I could probably start putting money into this spending additional investments category for May, which is probably what I should do because I'm obviously going to spend money in May. So let's see, my bills to my mom come out on the 1st of the month, and I know that's like going to come. So let's see, 400 times 0.115 is $60. So let's just put all of this $57.91 in here, since I already know I'm going to need $60 to cover my just regular bills to my mom for that. So we'll put that there, and I think that is all of the money I want to move around at this point. Okay, so I'm going to come back up here, do a little check mark for step 3. Step 4 is to review my spending and savings, and the way I like to do this is utilize the YNAB and toolkit for YNAB reports. So we will come to this income versus expenses and let's look at the last 3 months. So this is February through April, and we're going to look here in this column for April. You can see I brought in almost $3,900. My average is actually $3,000, so a big part of that was the stimulus check I got in April, so that $1,400 definitely increased me. And then part-time job, I actually got 3 paychecks from my part-time job in April, so that also was why that's so much higher than previous months. And then I just got the normal amount that I would from my full-time job, so that stayed the same. I like the income versus expense report to see exactly how much I brought in for all my income sources, but then I like the income breakdown report to kind of see where that money ended up. So for April, you can see that 52% of the net income that I brought in this month was invested. A lot of that was because of the stimulus check, and then I had some money that I had kind of saved up over Q1, ended up putting that into my brokerage this month as well. So that's why it's so high, because normally I put like $200 to $300 in my brokerage account, and this month I was able to put in $1,500, which is not the norm. Next, 14.25 went to my responsibilities, 3% went into giving, most of that was donations, $90 went to my monthly varied living, and then finally, if you take my income for the month minus all of my expenses, I still had a net gain of about $1,057. So that's, again, everything that I brought in this month minus all of my expenses this month. This is how much I just have saved or just did not spend this month. And then here we are back in the YNAB reports, and this is the spending pie chart that I showed you all earlier. And the only categories not included in here are my investing categories. So you can see, based on the money that I did spend, the vast majority of that 68% was my responsibilities. For monthly varied, we kind of already talked about this. I spent a lot on toiletries, and this was just like things that I needed. I got my doctor recommended I get on a magnesium supplement, so I had to buy that, and I got some new toothpaste and just random stuff, health and wellness. And I did kind of bad on dining out this month. I mean, $35.41 really isn't that bad. And really, if you look at this, you can see I had a $10 reload for Starbucks, and then another $10 reload for Starbucks. So that was really the bad thing, is I spent $20 on Starbucks this month. So I need to do better at that, because if you look at the rest of my spending, it was just $8 for Zaxby's, and then again $8.50 for Zaxby's later that month. So it wasn't too bad. It's just the Starbucks is starting to creep up on me. I'm not liking it, but also I'm not stopping it. So, and then finally, I can't go a budget video without mentioning my queen Taylor Swift, and I did purchase her Fearless re-release album for $13.99, and that was in my entertainment category. We can come back here and check off that we reviewed my spending and savings. Step 5 is to do a net worth check-in, and so YNAB does provide you a net worth graph here, and if you have the toolkit reports, you can also get this net worth graph. As you can see, according to this, I'm at $60,000. However, that is not my final official net worth for April, so make sure you are subscribed to my channel, and if you haven't yet already, give this video a thumbs up, because I will be doing a full update on my net worth using my personal net worth tracker and dashboard. That video will be coming out, I believe, April 5th. So make sure you're subscribed to see that, because this net worth is not the official one yet, because it doesn't take into account any of my investment gains or losses. We'll have to see and figure out if the market was good to me this month or bad. Okay, so step 6 is to record any money wins for the month. So I like to do this again in this little monthly notes section up at the top. My goal for Q2 for every month is to add an additional 15% of total spending to investments, and I did do that this month like we talked about, so I'm just gonna put a check mark there. And then the other things of note that happened this month is I got the $1,400 stimulus number 3. I finally scheduled and actually got to saw my primary care doctor, or actually I established myself as a new primary care doctor, and as some of you all know, that was one of my goals for Q2, was to get my medical life in check, and my medical life is not in check, but I'm getting there. I have a lot of work to do. Apparently, if you don't go to the doctor for 4 years, your body is broken afterwards, and there's a lot of stuff that you have to do to make up for it, so don't do that, pro tip. And then the third thing is I invested over $2,000 just from my net income alone, so you can see that here I spent $2,025. So the $500 was my Roth IRA, and then like we talked about with the brokerage, some of that was my stimulus check, some of that was money that I had saved up over the first 3 months of 2021 in my holding account, and then at the end of every quarter I rebudget that out, and I put a big chunk of that money into my brokerage for April. So that's why I was able to send so much money into my investments this month. If you want to see my total investment number, because like I said, this is just my net income, this doesn't include what is invested automatically from my paychecks for my HSA or my 401k or anything like that, make sure to check out my investment and net worth update video. Like I said, that's going to be released April 5th. One of my other goals every month is to spend less than $1,250, because my total yearly spending goal is to spend less than $15,000 this year. So I do want to check that off, because I spent, I believe, we'll just round up and say $813. I wanted to note that. Okay, so we have completed step 6. Step 7 is to review next month's budget. And y'all, as you know, one of my goals is to spend less than $1,250 a month, like we just talked about. And I'm not quite sure if that's going to be possible this month, because there's a couple of things. So it's my 24th birthday this month. Hell yeah. I have some friends visiting me my birthday weekend. So it's just going to be one day, but we are going to be out and about downtown and stuff, and spending money on food. Pretty much that's it. We're just going to be walking around and spending money on food, and then I might just want to do some shopping because it's my birthday. May is also Mother's Day, and so I will need to spend some money on my mom's gift, and then we usually do lunch or brunch or something to celebrate with her and my sisters. I'll have to, cover the cost of that as well. And then it's my friend's birthday the weekend after mine, and she's doing a weekend celebration, and she's doing an Airbnb and a whole weekend, so I'm going to spend money on that. And then finally, I expect to get some medical bills. I might need to pay for my primary care visit like we talked about, that happened at the end of April. I have to get some labs done. I'm seeing the optometrist, the eye doctor, because I really need to get new glasses. And then I might need to buy new glasses. So I'm already planning for just a lot of spending this month. So $1,250, it just might not happen. But it's okay. If we come down here, you can see that I have the money available to afford all of this. I have the money to spend on gifts. I have the money set aside for travel and trips for my friend's birthday weekend. I have the money set aside in dental and vision to cover the eye exam, and then, I'm hoping to find some like pretty cheap glasses and actually get like a couple of pairs, because I think what I need blue light blocking glasses, because all I do all day is stare at screens, but then I also just want a pair of like normal glasses. And I do have money here for my out-of-pocket max, and this is where I will pull money to pay for any of my like medical bills as well. So I have the money set aside. It seems like I'm gonna have to spend all of it this month. But that's why it's important to look forward into the next month and just make sure that, what you have available is enough to make it work for you. We can flip back to April and mark step 7 as complete. Okay. That is going to be everything for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have not yet already, again, please subscribe, like this video, leave me a comment. Coming up this month, we will have my net worth deep dive. I will also probably be doing a portfolio update, and I will hopefully some point this month get out a Q&A video where I asked my viewers and anyone who follows me over on Instagram at @ZNEOfinance to send me any of their questions, and I'm going to answer them for y'all. So good things coming. As always, I hope y'all are staying safe and healthy and that you have a good day.